Hey nerd family, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Apple TV Plus and see if it's something you should still subscribe to today. Before we get into it, I'm going to go ahead and roll that intro, and I'll see you back here in a second. Alright guys, welcome back. I hope everyone out there is staying safe and staying healthy. If you haven't already, head over to thenerdcircle.com. Make sure to check it out. It's still a work in progress, but we do have some information over there for you. Also, make sure you're following along on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Nerd Circle. Sometimes we post things over on social media when we feel it's not quite time for a video just yet. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel so that way you don't miss any new content. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and dive into Apple TV Plus. I'm sure most of you do know about it, but for those of you that don't, we're just going to take a little look at it here today. Now, Apple TV Plus launched on November 1st of 2019, so as of today it's been out for 2 years. Now, it's not to be confused with the Apple TV device. I do not have one yet, so I can't exactly show you it, but I'll make sure to go ahead and just put a little picture up here for you so you guys can see what it is. But it's the device that you're going to actually plug into your TV to be able to use the Apple services here. And it's also not to be confused with Apple TV, the application, which you're going to run on all these different devices to tap into Apple TV Plus. So it can be a little confusing because everything is called Apple TV, but Apple TV Plus that we're talking about today is their subscription service where you can subscribe to all the Apple content. We'll break it down a little bit further as we go. Now, Apple TV Plus does cost $4.99 a month currently for US subscribers, so it's honestly not a bad price point. They still have a very limited library. If you're someone who can sit and binge watch a lot of different shows, I mean, you could probably binge watch a lot of the stuff on Apple in your first couple months. If you just sit down and watch everything Apple and just kind of binge all the different episodes, there's not a whole lot of content up there that is Apple made. Now, back in 2020, they did stop some of their filming on a lot of their series and movies, so they did make some contracts to put up some other things that are not Apple related. So there's a lot of originals on Apple, but they're now starting to put a lot of other stuff up there as well. But you will find a lot of originals, and I will say they are really good originals. So when they unveiled Apple TV Plus, they had mentioned that it's going to have a lot of big names behind it. So, you know, big actors, big producers, directors, you know, all the above there. And they didn't fall short on that. There's definitely a lot of great content up there. And I do feel like most of it is very well done, very cinematic. It feels like big blockbusters every time you're watching it. Now, that's not to say that there isn't bad content up there. There are some things that I came across that just didn't pique my interest. You know, maybe it'll pique someone else's. But I did feel like a lot of the stuff that I watched was high quality. The other thing I will point out, though, is that a lot of the shows tend to have a lot of profanity in them. That doesn't bother me, but if you are someone who's got little children or, you know, just don't like profanity, whatever the case may be, a lot of the shows seem to have it packed in there. So that is just something to kind of bear in mind. It's a lot of adult-oriented stuff. Some people can argue that it's not worth it because there's just not a whole lot of content up there. You can, like I said, binge it pretty quickly. You can get through a lot of the stuff in a few months if you're just someone who's sitting down binging through everything. Some people are going to say $4.99 a month for what it gives you is a good deal. That's going to really be more for you to figure out, but $4.99 isn't horrible when you compare it to all the other streaming options. Now, to kind of sidetrack here just a little bit, is that if you do subscribe to Apple TV Plus, you can also use the Apple channels that they have through the Apple TV app. So when you go into the Apple TV app, you're going to have options in there where you can click on TV shows and movies, and I'll show you guys all this, and then you have your Apple TV Plus content. But you can subscribe to those Apple channels, which, if you're unfamiliar, is kind of similar to how Amazon does their Amazon channels through the Prime app there. So you can kind of a la carte choose the different channels that you want, and I'll show you guys this in a little bit here, but you can kind of pick and choose if you want to have different channels. So if you're really all in on Apple, you pay the $49 a month to have the Apple TV Plus, and then you can add on those extra channels and just kind of have everything all in one. So it does give you that ability, which is really great, and I do feel that the Apple TV user interface is pretty clean. It works pretty well. It's got a lot of stuff right there. It's easy to navigate. I'm sure there could be some changes to make it better, but I think it's actually a pretty decent user interface there. Now, when they first unveiled it, and for the first couple of years here, well, I guess the first year and a half, they had a free year of Apple TV with certain purchases of Apple devices. So a lot of people got locked into that first year. Now, they have since changed that. They are only doing 3 months when you purchase an Apple device now. I was able to lock into that 1 year before they had ended it, so I am on that 1 year train. But I also found a few other deals, so I was able to get an additional 6 months through Target. They had some promotion that was able to stack on with the year, and then there was something else that I did that gave me a month. So, you know, I'm still rocking and rolling here with the, what is that, 1 year, about 1 year, 8 months, so just shy of 2 years free of Apple TV. Now, T-Mobile, who I'm currently subscribed to, also has one little stack that will give me another year, but I do have to up my plan to the Magenta Max, and that's going to cost me more than the cost of the Apple TV service, so I really don't think I'm going to do that unless there's some other benefits to it. But there is that year that I think is extended for a few months from now, so you do have some time to jump on that if that is something you want to do. But definitely a good option there. So, you know, if you can score a year, 3 months, whatever it might be of Apple TV Plus, definitely try it out, because there's definitely a lot of great stuff there to watch. Like I said, even if you're just going to sit there and binge through it. Now, I haven't watched any of the movies they've put out. There's a few movies that they put out. I just haven't had the time to go up and watch those movies. I've just really watched the TV shows that they've put out more than the movies there. Now, you can also bundle it with Apple's new service, Apple One. Really, that's going to come down to if you're in the full Apple ecosystem and you subscribe to a lot of the other Apple services, then maybe you bundle it together. Maybe you can save some money that way. But I think Apple One's a whole different conversation for us to cover another day. But if you do want to try to see if you can save some money there and you do subscribe to other Apple services, Apple One might be the way to go for you. And I do want to point out that over the course of time here, it has become more and more prevalent on more devices. In the beginning, it was just Apple devices, so it was very hard for you to watch it anywhere else. But now it does work on most of your Android TV devices. So that's going to be your NVIDIA Shields and your Rokus, your Amazon Fire devices, or at least most of them. It does work on the Chromecast with Google TV. It does work, I believe, on the TiVo. So it does work on a lot of your mainstream devices there. It does work on most of your newer video game consoles. It doesn't work on any Android phones or tablets yet, but you can go to the Apple TV website and stream it there. It's not quite as user-friendly and maybe doesn't give you some of the additional features you may get on the app versions, but it does work. So if you aren't really an Apple fanboy but just want to be able to watch the shows, you can do it that way as well. But they are opening it up to more and more devices, so it is becoming more easily accessible. What we're going to do now, since we covered most of the nitty-gritty here, is we're going to go ahead and jump behind me. We're going to look at the Roku. Now, like I said, I can get it on most devices, but since the TV is Roku and it has it on there, we're just going to go ahead and jump into the Roku TV and just kind of browse around and kind of show you the look and feel of it here. Alright, now like I said, if you have an Apple TV device, then it's going to be a little bit different navigation, but very similar concept. You're going to go into your actual Apple TV application on that Apple TV device or whatever device you're using. So you have the Apple device that plugs into your TV, such as the Chromecast, the NVIDIA Shield, the Fire Stick, and then you have your Apple application that we just went into now. And up at the top, you have a few different categories here. So we have Watch Now. We have Apple TV Plus, which is the actual service that we're talking about today. You have movies, TV shows, and if you've purchased anything, you'll have stuff in your library. So if we go back over to Watch Now, you have your Up Next row. So anything that you've added into your watch list or things that you're currently watching are going to show up here. so you can see some of the different things that I've added or that I'm currently watching. You can scroll down and it gives you some other ideas of things to watch. Things that are now on Apple TV Plus. And here's your channels that I was telling you about that you can subscribe to a la carte. So there's a lot of different ones in here. You got your Paramount Plus, your Showtime, Stars, AMC. I'm not going to name all of them, but we can kind of scroll through and see that there's definitely no shortage of channels that you can add. Now, of course, if you add all of these channels, it's going to become pretty expensive, but you do have the option of adding those different channels if you so choose. And they have some stuff for kids and whatnot as well. So there you have it. And then you still have some more categories of new shows and movies, popular shows, and then it's going to give you some of their actual things here. Now, it does also have Apple Music. You can go do some Apple Music stuff in there. I don't really do that, but we got it. They're going to have a lot of different ads for all the stuff that they're pushing, of course. They have a coming soon section, new movies, limited time offers. You can browse by collection, browse by genre. So, I mean, they definitely have a lot of ways for you to find stuff. So when you're back up at the top, if you go over to Apple TV Plus, that's really where we're going to be living here today. So this is going to be any of the Apple TV Plus content. You can go and break down by drama series. Now, I've watched a lot of shows, but I haven't seen everything just yet. The Morning Show is definitely a good one. I thought I was going to like See, but I just couldn't get into it. I mean, I got stuck at the first episode. Maybe I just got to give it some more time. Calls is interesting. It's all audio. There's no video, but it's got some good story behind it, so you might jump into that. I think it's Lisey, but whatever. Lisey's story. It's a Stephen King there. It's pretty good. We got some comedy series here. Schmigadoon's pretty funny. Physical, I mean, it's kind of hard to get into, but I mean, it's a strange show, but it's worth the watch, I guess. Mythic Quest is really good. Mr. Corman's another weird show, but you may like it. I enjoyed it. Central Park, my wife likes it more than I do, but it's made by some of the creators of Bob's Burgers, so if you like Bob's Burgers, you might like Central Park. You can actually go by, different actors. They have like directors and producers and stuff in here as well. So let's just go with, say, Stephen King, and you can see what he's got in here that's on the Apple platform. Now, of course, you got the Apple TV Plus content, and then this is just stuff that you may have to pay for, such as the movies and TV shows that he has. Unless you subscribe to, say, Paramount Plus, then you're going to get the stand for free there, but it shows you all the different stuff that he has across the whole Apple ecosystem, whether it's Apple TV Plus or just Apple TV. So they definitely have a great way of finding things, and they make it pretty easy, like I was saying. And let's just say if you found something that you wanted to add. Let me see here. I saw something I wanted to look into here. So, say this new film here, it says coming November 5th to Apple TV Plus. I can go ahead and hit add to up next. So now I added it to my watch list here. So if I go back to watch now, there you go, coming soon. So they make it pretty easy to be able to find stuff, to be able to navigate. It works pretty well. It's really not much more to show you on here. Like I said, there is a lot of other content. I didn't go over everything here today, but there's definitely I don't think there's a shortage of content. Yeah, you can get through it quickly, but they're still adding stuff every day, every month, whatever it might be. So I think there's enough up here for you to try it out. And if you watch it all in a fast time period, then go ahead and cancel, I guess. But I think it's definitely worth it. All right, guys. So final thoughts. I just wanted to just kind of point out some of the things I've already mentioned, but I mean, if you don't get it for a free trial or get it for free for a certain time period, if you have to pay the $4.99 a month, I do personally think it's worth it, even if you pay it for 3 months, 6 months, whatever it might be, and kind of just watch everything until it's complete, and maybe you unsubscribe for a short time period until they put something else up there that you're interested in. But either way, I think the $5 a month is not going to break the bank for you. So if you're just looking to add some extra content to your streaming library here, then I definitely think it's worth trying it out. But you can usually, like I said, at least if you purchase an Apple product, you're going to get 3 months for free. There's all sorts of other things out there. Even if you only get a month for free, there's ways to get that. Or like I said, if you are a T-Mobile subscriber, you may look into the Magenta Max plan and see if you can get that year for free. Or just take a look at that Apple One, which we will cover in a future video here. But I do think it's something you should at least try out if you're just looking for some new things to binge watch or some new things to stream. It definitely has some options, and if you don't have that one platform that can kind of do it all, it does give you that option of the a la carte options to be able to add those Apple channels in there. So it might be something for you to look into if you haven't found that option just yet. So I do give this one the Nerd Circle thumbs of approval. I definitely think it's worth you trying out. Now, if you guys have already tried Apple TV Plus, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think of it. And also, let's just discuss, do you think the Apple TV service itself, not the Apple TV Plus, but the Apple TV service and or the Apple TV device, is worth it? What are your thoughts? They do have the newer Apple TV 4K starting at $179. I think that at some point I'm going to be jumping on that one just to kind of test it out, but it still is at the higher price point, so let me know what your thoughts are down below. And if you guys are currently watching Apple TV Plus, what is your favorite show you've been binging? Alright guys, well that's all I got here for you today. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you were able to get something out of it here today. If there's anything I forgot to mention, I'll leave it in the description down below. If there's anything you noticed that I forgot, please make sure to leave it in the comments down below. Don't forget to head over to thenerdcircle.com and make sure you follow along on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Real Nerd Circle. If you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified of any new videos to come out. You can also follow the links on the screen to the older videos. Please make sure to share this video across any social media platform that you like. But until next time, guys, stay nerdy.